The movie The Matrix gave us this incredible idea of a world where everyone's trapped in a simulation. But what if the real Matrix isn't some computer program run by machines? What if it's something we've built inside our own minds and we're all trapped in it right now? So I have to ask you the same thing Morpheus asked Neo. Right here, right now, you have a choice to make. The blue pill or the red pill? Which one are you going to take? If you pick the blue pill, hey, no judgment. You can just turn this off, go back to your day, and everything stays exactly the same. But if you choose the red pill, you're choosing to see the truth. You're choosing to understand how you're a prisoner in a world of your own making, and more importantly, how you can get out. So if you're still with me, I'm guessing you chose the red pill. Welcome to the real world. All right, so where is this Matrix? It's not being run by some AI in a distant machine city. The truth is, it's run by us. We are the architects of our own matrix. It's this whole inner world we've made for ourselves that dictates, well, everything we see and experience. Let's dig into what that actually means. Think of this inner matrix as a filter, kind of like a pair of glasses you don't even know you're wearing. It's made up of every single belief, every assumption, every expectation you've ever had. It's the lens you see everything through. It's not reality itself, it's just your perception of reality. And here's the crazy part. We almost always mistake that filter for the truth. So, how in the world did we build these prisons for ourselves? This web of beliefs, this matrix of ours, isn't something we consciously sat down and designed. Nope. It's actually been under construction since the day we were born. Let's trace it back. The whole thing started a long, long time ago. At first, it was just about survival. Our ancestors made up simple symbols for food or danger. But over time, those symbols got way more complex and turned into languages. These incredibly powerful tools for understanding the world. But here's the twist. The very same tool we created to make sense of reality also started building our cage. See, language doesn't just describe the world, it interprets it, laying down the first blueprints for our mental walls. And when does the most critical part of the programming happen? It's in the first 7 years of our lives. This number, 7, is probably the most important number in our personal development. It's when the core code of our personal matrix gets written. Even Aristotle knew this centuries ago. In those first few years, our minds are basically wide open hard drives. We don't really filter information, we just download it. The rules of the world, what's right, what's wrong, what's even possible, all of that comes straight from our parents and whoever is around us. Let's just break this down real quick. From the time you're born until you're about 7, your family is laying down the foundation. Then, from about 7 to 14, the walls start getting built higher. Our teachers, our friends, the entire school system, all these people we trust add more layers, and they reinforce those first beliefs. Now, they aren't trying to trap us, of course, but by accepting everything they teach as 100% fact, we end up solidifying the walls of our matrix until we don't even realize we're living inside one. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. This web of beliefs doesn't just sit in our heads quietly. Oh no. It actively goes out and shapes the world we see. It creates this illusion of reality that we will defend like it's the absolute truth. For decades, for a very long time, there was this collective belief, a universal fact that everyone in the world of athletics just knew was true. No human being could possibly run a mile in under 4 minutes. It was seen as a hard physical limit of the human body, period. Then, in May of 1954, a guy named Roger Bannister did the impossible. He completely shattered that belief. But here's the part that'll blow your mind. As soon as that barrier was broken in people's minds, it was like the floodgates opened. Within just 1 year, 37 other runners did it. A year after that, it was over 300. So you have to stop and think about that. Did the human body suddenly evolve in 1954? Did we all magically get faster overnight? Of course not. The only thing that changed was the belief. The moment one person proved that the limit was just an illusion, the matrix shattered for everybody else. The barrier was never physical, it was mental the whole time. This whole thing reminds me of a classic story that explains our limited view of reality perfectly. You've probably heard it. It's the parable of the 6 blind men and the elephant. So you have one man who touches the trunk and says, oh, an elephant is obviously like a big snake. Another one touches the ear and is absolutely convinced it's like a giant fan.
Each man touches a different part, and each one comes to a completely different conclusion. And the thing is, they're all convinced they're right, based on their own little slice of experience. But none of them can see the whole truth. And really, we're all like those men, just touching one small part of reality and thinking it's the entire picture.
There's this beautiful Sanskrit proverb that just nails this idea. Yata drishti tata srishti. It basically means, as the vision, so is the creation. We don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. Our beliefs, our matrix, literally creates the world we experience. Okay, so we've taken the red pill. We understand what the matrix is, and we can see how it works. So the big question, the one that really matters, is how do we get out? How do we finally break free from all these limitations we've set for ourselves? While escaping isn't some huge, dramatic, one-time thing, it's about using a very specific tool, a kind of mental muscle that you can train every single day to start taking down the walls of your programming, brick by brick. And that tool is critical thinking. Now, I'm not talking about some abstract skill you learn at a classroom. This is the real practical ability to just step back and question everything. It's looking at a belief like a 4-minute mile is impossible and asking, wait a minute, is that a physical law or is it just a story we've all been telling ourselves? It is literally the key to debugging your own mental code. And this right here is the playbook. It starts with one simple thing. Question everything. Don't just accept ideas. Ask why and says who. Next, you have to analyze from all sides. Remember the blind men? We have to realize our own perspective is super limited. Go out and actively look for the other side of the argument. Then, and this one is huge, do your research. Don't just look for stuff that confirms what you already think. Go find information that challenges you. And only then can you form a conclusion based on actual evidence, not just your old programming. So, here's the bottom line. Critical thinking is the red pill. It's not a one-time choice you make. It's a daily practice of choosing to see the truth, to question the simulation, and to stay awake. When you start to do this, you're not a passive passenger in some pre-programmed world anymore. You start to see the code, and you realize that the limits you thought were real, well, they were just suggestions, just programs that got installed a long time ago. Because ultimately, that's the final truth the red pill reveals. The matrix isn't in charge. You are. You are the architect, the programmer, and the creator of your own reality. So, what reality will you choose to create now?